High in the rugged mountains of western Mexico lies a world few outsiders ever see, where music carries prayers, villages cling to the land, and traditions older than history still breathe. Stay with me to the end, because what you'll hear and see there may change the way you understand this place forever. This is the cherished homeland of the Huichol, or Wixárika, who have lived here for centuries, deeply connected to the land. My name is Casey Hamlin. I've lived and worked here in Mexico for over 25 years as a tour guide and local resident. During that time, I've learned that the real story of Mexico isn't found in brochures. It lives in its people, their land, and their music. Today, I want to share a quiet look at one of those living cultures, where they live, how they build their homes, and why music still holds everything together. Every mountain, spring, and cave holds sacred meaning woven into their traditions and beliefs. Their remote villages, protected by mountains, have preserved their culture and identity. For the Huichol, the land is sacred, source of strength, spirit, and life itself. The Huichol people's vibrant beadwork and yarn paintings reflect a living culture, passed down through generations. Their traditions thrive in ceremonies, stories, and colorful dress, connecting them to ancestors and the sacred world. Pilgrimages to sacred sites renew their spiritual bond with nature. The Huichol show us how to live in harmony with the earth, offering wisdom for a sustainable future. The homeland of the Huichol people is carved into the very spine of Mexico, within the vast Sierra Madre Occidental. This dramatic landscape of towering peaks and plunging canyons demands resilience and deep knowledge of nature. The Huichol have thrived here for centuries. Their communities spread across remote highlands. The mountains are sacred, protectors and providers, woven into every aspect of Huichol life and tradition. In the Sierra Madre's embrace, the Huichol endure, guided by ancient wisdom and a profound bond with their land. The Huichol do not seek to tame the wild Sierra Madre, they live within it, their homes scattered across the mountains. Each family cultivates maize, beans and squash, sacred crops at the heart of their culture. Though homes are far apart, community ties remain strong, centered around shared rituals and gatherings. For the Huichol, home is the land itself, a life lived in harmony with nature and tradition. For the Huichol, the land is a living spiritual map, a sacred geography filled with divine power and ancestral memory. Mountains, springs, and deserts are revered as homes of deities and sites of mythic events. Pilgrimages to places like Wixárika, the birthplace of the sun, and sacred peyote renew their spiritual bond. Every ceremony and daily act keeps the Huichol world in balance, guided by the land's sacred messages. The remote and rugged nature of the Sierra Madre has long been a double-edged sword for the Huichol people. On one hand, this profound isolation has been their greatest protector. It has created a natural buffer against the pressures of assimilation, allowing them to preserve their language, their spiritual beliefs, and their unique way of life with remarkable integrity. Far from the influences of modern cities, they have been able to maintain cultural continuity for centuries. The mountains have served as a fortress, safeguarding the ancient traditions that define who they are and connecting them directly to their ancestors in an unbroken chain across time. However, this same isolation presents immense and constant challenges to their well-being. Access to basic services that many take for granted is extremely limited. Schools are often few and far between, requiring children to walk for hours to receive an education. Healthcare is even more scarce, and in cases of serious illness or injury, reaching a doctor or hospital can be a life-threatening ordeal. The lack of roads and modern infrastructure means that transportation is often limited to foot or pack animal, making it difficult to bring in essential supplies or to transport goods to outside markets, further entrenching a cycle of economic hardship. The struggle for survival in this demanding environment is a daily reality. While their traditional agricultural practices are sustainable, they are also vulnerable to the whims of nature. A failed rainy season can lead to a poor harvest, threatening the food security of an entire community. Economic opportunities are scarce, and many Huichol are forced to seek seasonal work far from their homes, creating social disruption and exposing them to external pressures. The very isolation that protects their culture also makes them vulnerable to economic exploitation and land disputes, as outside interests seek to claim the rich natural resources of their ancestral territory. Despite these hardships, the Huichol people face the future with a deep and abiding resilience. Their strength is rooted in their strong community bonds, their unwavering spiritual faith, and their profound connection to the land itself. They are not passive victims of their circumstances but are actively working to find a balance between preserving their heritage and improving their quality of life. They are finding innovative ways to navigate the modern world on their own terms, seeking education and economic opportunities, while holding fast to the sacred traditions that have sustained them for generations. Their life in the mountains is a continuous act of balancing preservation and adaptation. Huichol villages, or rancherias, are not clustered towns, but scattered family compounds spread across the mountains. Each family lives on its own land, cultivating maize, beans, and squash, the sacred trilogy. Though homes are distant, families are united by kinship and shared ceremonies. Winding footpaths connect them, blending the community into the land. This way of life balances independence and interdependence, sustaining the Huichol in their mountain home. The traditional Huichol house, or kali, is built from earth, clay, and straw, materials gathered from the land itself. Thick adobe walls and thatched roofs keep the home cool by day and warm at night. Inside, a single open room is shared by the family, centered around a simple hearth. Here, family and tradition are valued above possessions. A Huichol homestead is more than a single house. It is a family compound, a collection of structures designed to support the various aspects of daily and ceremonial life. Alongside the main dwelling, or kali, there are often several other buildings arranged around a central patio. These may include separate structures for cooking, storerooms for grain, and sometimes a small dedicated family shrine or god house known as a ziriki. This arrangement creates a functional and private domestic space where the extended family lives and works together. The open patio serves as an outdoor living area, a place for children to play, women to weave, and men to repair tools under the open sky. The god house, or ziriki, is a particularly important building within the compound. It is often a smaller version of the main dwelling and is used to store sacred objects, family heirlooms, and ceremonial regalia. It is a consecrated space, a direct link between the family and the spiritual world. Here, offerings are made to the ancestors and deities, and private family rituals are performed to ensure health, a good harvest, and overall well-being. The presence of a ziriki transforms the family compound from a simple living space into a personal ceremonial center, reinforcing the idea that the sacred is not separate from everyday life, but is woven directly into its fabric. Another essential structure in many compounds is the granero, or grain storehouse. These are often built on stilts to protect the precious harvest of maize from moisture and pests. The security of the family's food supply is paramount, and the design of the granero reflects centuries of knowledge about how to best preserve the crops that will sustain them through the year. The maize stored within is more than just food. It is considered a sacred gift from the gods, the very flesh of their people. The granero, therefore, stands as a symbol of foresight, hard work, and the family's ability to provide for itself through its collaboration with the earth. Life within the compound is a collective effort, with tasks divided among family members according to age and gender, following long-standing traditions. Men typically work in the fields, hunt, and are responsible for the construction and maintenance of buildings. Women manage the household, prepare food, care for children, and create the intricate textiles and beadwork for which the Huichol are famous. Children learn by observing and participating, gradually taking on more responsibilities as they grow. This cooperative family unit is the fundamental building block of Huichol society, a self-reliant and resilient entity that forms the heart of the larger community. While daily life unfolds within the scattered family compounds, the spiritual and political life of the Huichol community converges at the ceremonial center, known as a tuki or calahuay. This communal space is the heart of the rancheria. It is often located in a central or spiritually significant place within the community's territory and consists of a complex of buildings larger and more elaborate than the individual family homes. This includes a large temple, which serves as the main house of worship, buildings to house community leaders and visiting shamans, and a large cleared patio or dance plaza where public ceremonies and rituals take place. The main temple at the ceremonial center is a sacred structure, considered the home of the community's patron deities. It is here that the most important collective rituals are held, led by the Mara Akate, or shamans. These ceremonies, which often involve music, chanting, and dancing that can last for days, are performed to mark key points in the agricultural and ceremonial calendars. They are essential for petitioning the gods for rain, celebrating the harvest, and initiating the young into the spiritual traditions of the community. The Tuki is the place where the dispersed community comes together to reaffirm its collective identity and renew its sacred covenant with the divine world. The ceremonial center also functions as the seat of the traditional government. It is here that the Council of Elders meets to make important decisions affecting the community, resolve disputes, and manage communal resources. The authority of this governing body is deeply intertwined with religious authority, as community leaders are often those with significant spiritual knowledge and standing. This fusion of the political and the sacred ensures that the governance of the community remains aligned with the traditional worldview and the will of the gods, as interpreted by the Mara Akate and elders. It is a system of governance rooted in consensus and ancestral wisdom. For the individual families living scattered throughout the mountains, the journey to the ceremonial center is a significant event. It is a time to reconnect with relatives and friends, to trade goods, to share news, and to participate in the rituals that bind them all together. These gatherings are vital for reinforcing the social cohesion of the community, reminding everyone that despite the physical distances between their homes, they are all part of a single, unified people. The ceremonial center is more than just a collection of buildings. It is the anchor of Huichol society, the sacred ground where the heartbeat of the entire community can be felt as one. The traditional clothing of the Huichol people is a vibrant art form, alive with color and meaning. Each garment is a canvas, telling stories of heritage, belief, and connection to the sacred. Woven and embroidered by hand, these clothes are a living symbol of identity and resilience, carrying the spirit and traditions of the Huichol into every day. The traditional dress of Huichol men and women is a vibrant expression of cultural pride and spiritual devotion. Men wear embroidered shirts, trousers, sashes, and decorated hats, each piece rich with meaning. Women's attire features the quechquemitl poncho, long, colorful skirts, and intricate jewelry. Every stitch and bead tells the story of their people, weaving tradition and identity into daily life. The embroidery and beadwork that adorn Huichol clothing are not merely decorative patterns, they form a complex symbolic language that communicates core aspects of their culture and worldview. Each motif is a glyph, a visual representation of a deity, a sacred animal, a plant, or a cosmological concept. By learning to read these symbols, one can begin to understand the stories and beliefs woven into the fabric of Huichol life. This visual lexicon is a way of recording and transmitting sacred knowledge, ensuring that the foundational stories of their culture are always present and visible within the community, worn on the very bodies of its people. One of the most powerful and prevalent symbols is the deer, or maxa. The deer is a central figure in Huichol mythology, a revered spirit guide and brother who sacrificed himself in ancient times to help the people. Depictions of the deer are often linked with the peyote cactus, or hikuri, as it was the deer who first led the Huichol to the sacred plant. Another key symbol is the eagle, Wixárika, a messenger between the gods and humanity, representing the heavens and the power of vision. These sacred animals are not just illustrated, they are invoked through their depiction, bringing their spiritual power and protection to the wearer of the garment. Geometric designs also hold profound meaning. The diamond or rhombus shape, known as the sakuri, or God's eye, is one of the most important. It represents the power of seeing and understanding the unknown, a portal to the spiritual world. Zigzag lines often symbolize lightning, snakes, or rain, all powerful forces of nature connected to fertility and creation. Wavy lines can represent water or the path of the sacred pilgrimage. These abstract patterns create a map of the cosmos, illustrating the fundamental forces and structure of the universe, as the Huichol understand it, a universe held in a delicate and sacred balance that must be maintained. Through these symbols, Huichol clothing becomes a form of storytelling, a narrative woven in thread. A shirt might recount the story of the first pilgrimage to Wixárika, while a bag may depict the birth of the sun. The arrangement of these symbols can communicate personal experiences, such as a shaman's visions or a family's specific devotion to a particular deity. This intricate symbolic language ensures that the sacred traditions remain a dynamic and integral part of everyday life. The clothing is a living document, a constant affirmation of the deep spiritual reality that underlies all of existence for the Wixárika people. For the Huichol, music is a sacred bridge to the divine, not mere entertainment. Each note is a prayer, a living connection to their gods and ancestors. The melodies echo creation stories, carrying the heartbeat of their culture, passed down through generations. This music is the living soul of the Wixárika people. The kanari, or Huichol violin, is a sacred handcrafted instrument at the heart of Wixárika music. Its raw, expressive sound is central to ceremonies, weaving hypnotic melodies that connect the community to the divine. Played in duets, the kanari's music reflects Huichol dualities: sun and moon, day and night, creating a tapestry of sound and spirit. Learning the kanari is a lifelong journey, passed from master to apprentice, preserving tradition and spiritual meaning for generations. The violin may soar, but the guitar grounds Huichol music with its steady, driving pulse. These locally made guitars, smaller and uniquely tuned, create vigorous, repetitive rhythms, the heartbeat of ceremony. Guitar and violin work in tight coordination, the guitar's simple harmonies, letting the kanari's melodies shine. Sometimes, percussion, like gourd rattles, adds another ancient layer, connecting the music to pre-Hispanic roots. The shaman's rattle punctuates chants, its sharp sound calling spirits and deepening the ritual's hypnotic effect. Together, violin, guitar, and percussion form the quintessential Wixárika sound, a blend of indigenous spirit and adapted tradition. This ensemble is the soundtrack for ceremony, supporting the shaman's journey and giving the community a collective voice. At the heart of Huichol ceremony is the Mara Akame's chant, a stylized, rhythmic recitation of sacred knowledge. These chants, passed down orally, recount the origins of the world and guide the community through spiritual terrain. The Mara Akame's voice is supported by violin and guitar, which create a hypnotic backdrop without overpowering the chant. Music and chant together open the Nirika, a spiritual portal for visions and communion with ancestor deities. The chant is a living library, a tool for transformation, not entertainment. Through this sonic ritual, myth becomes real, and the community is drawn into a shared spiritual experience. Huichol music's purpose is not to be heard, but to be lived and to heal. Huichol music marks every season and life event, from planting ceremonies to harvest festivals. Spring songs call for rain and bless seeds. Autumn music gives thanks for maize and abundance. Community dances, led by musicians, reinforce social bonds and honor the gods. Music guides pilgrims to Wixárika, protecting and inspiring them on their sacred journey. Even outside ritual, music is woven into daily life, at work, at home, in spontaneous gatherings. For the Huichol, music is not a separate art, but a constant life-affirming presence. It echoes through their mountains, sustaining identity and community. Huichol music survives through oral tradition, elders teaching youth by example, not by written score. This living transmission keeps the music adaptable yet rooted in ancient spirit. Outside influences and economic pressures threaten this continuity, risking the loss of sacred knowledge. Yet Huichol communities work consciously to preserve their music, knowing it is vital for cultural survival. Music is the thread that holds their universe together, connecting them to gods, land, and each other. As long as the Canary and the Mara Akame's voice are heard, the Wixárika world endures. Their music is not just an echo of the past, but a vibrant force in the present. The Huichol live tradition daily, music, art, and spirituality are inseparable from their lives and land. Their music is the community's heartbeat, prayer, myth, and transformation woven into every note. During ceremonies, music guides the shaman and unites the people, opening channels to the divine. This integration of art and life is the foundation of their resilience and identity. For the Huichol, tradition is not reserved for special occasions. It shapes every aspect of existence. Their holistic worldview sustains them through change, rooted in wisdom passed down from the first people. The music's rhythm is the pulse of a living, evolving culture, deeply rooted, yet always present. It is a sound that defines and sustains them, generation after generation. The Huichol's commitment to tradition is a conscious choice to carry ancestral wisdom forward. Despite modern pressures, they balance change with the sacred practices that give life meaning. Preserving music, ceremony, and art is essential for their survival and identity. Their culture offers a lesson in sustainability, community, and spiritual connection. Thank you for spending this time here with me. Cultures like this continue to live on through the land, the people, and the music that connects them. If you found this video meaningful, please take a moment to like it, subscribe to the channel, and ring the notification bell so you don't miss future videos. Subscribing is always completely free, it never costs anything, and it helps these stories reach more people. If you feel moved to do so, please share this video with someone who would appreciate it. Thanks again for being here. I'm Casey Hamlin, and I'll see you in the next one. The future depends on teaching youth, not just how, but why, to continue these traditions. The Huichol story is not one of disappearance, but of endurance and quiet strength. Their music, echoing through the Sierra Madre, reminds us of the power of holding on to what connects us to our humanity.